Hello, Latina professional mamas. My name is Adriana Samuels, and I am grateful to be here to communicate to you guys about deconstructing mom guilt and moving forward. I would love to hear from you. I would love to have this opportunity to learn from you guys as much as you guys hopefully learning and taking something from my personal experience with this very, very tough topic. Please feel free to connect, drop a question, say hello. I really would love to hear from you. Please comment, let us know what you're feeling so that way we can also communicate and maybe give some tidbits or even some advice based upon our own experiences. As a, you know, my name is Adriana Samuels. I'm an executive in iGaming and sports betting, so I am definitely not a therapist or a psychologist, but I am someone that is an executive. I'm a Latina professional, and I'm a mom. I have three children, and they're 6, 4, and 1. So I am very busy, and I do struggle with mom guilt, and I have struggled with mom guilt, and then I've had a lot of different um, strategies to help me get through it. Some worked and some didn't. So I am hoping that my experiences and can help you guys, as well as you sharing your experiences, in hopes that you'll help another mama out there with the same similar experiences. I had realized that when I became pregnant that things were going to change. I knew that there were going to be some milestones that I might miss during work hours, or I also knew that there was no way I can make a perfect good dinner or do everything as much as I used to, because I definitely have a very strong schedule with my work. I am consistently traveling, which I knew I had to decrease, which caused some fears. If I was going to be able to hack it in the industry that I was in. And I learned very quickly that I could. I learned very quickly that I am worth it. And I learned very quickly that I needed to kind of stand out of my own way. One of the things that I recall that when I had my first son was, if I'm doing enough for him, or I realized, when, with the some moms were making their own baby food, and I'm getting it out of the jar. Like, I always just question why, about me, like I wasn't doing enough, and I'm hoping that if others are feeling that way, that you know that you are enough. It is okay. I promise you, if you feed your children, hot dogs or chicken nuggets, it's not the worst. It's not the worst, and you're gonna learn to master things like crock pot meals while you're killing it all day, and your kids are at school. But I think the biggest thing is, like, oh, Priscilla Montez, finding balance is a challenge. Please share your strategy. Oh, finding the balance is definitely a challenge. The first thing that I'm going to have to say that I learned best was pretty much understanding that I can't do it all. You know, if I know one thing I wanted to say is just letting go and giving myself a break, accepting the things I cannot change. So I found different ways around certain things, like, again, the crock pot meals. Figuring out certain ways that I can, feed my family healthy meals, but still get to work, and it's delicious, right? But the thing is, you have to give yourself a break. I mean, I remember crying one time because I couldn't breastfeed. Okay, I'm a big woman. I have big honkers, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, I can't even breastfeed my baby. I'm just useless, right? And these things you just hear all the time, that you're useless because you're looking at all the sources that are, you think moms are doing it right, or they do their fruits and vegetables and little cute little hearts and stars, and sometimes we look outwards. And I think that the best thing that I've done was stop looking outward for what's perfect and start looking at inward. You know what I do well? I know what my kids want. I'm their mother. And no matter if I'm working, or no matter if I'm multitasking. I know what my kids need and I know what's best for them. So sometimes another mom might be doing the best thing for their kids, but I need to stop looking. I need to stop looking outward. And I think that is one thing that women do sometimes. And again, I'm not a therapist, but based upon a lot of mom groups that I'm in and a lot of women events that I go to, it's always the same thing. We're comparing ourselves to others. And that just needs to stop. We need to accept things that we cannot change in our lifestyles. We need to start counting wins instead of counting losses. And if we do make a mistake and it doesn't work, that L, which you think is a loss, can turn into a win very easily if we learned from it and we moved forward from it and utilize those experiences moving forward when the next issue comes at hand. At the end of the day, strategizing our lives can be a little bit less hectic if we give ourselves the moment to say, you know what, let me think about this for a second. I'm not the enemy here, right? I have to work for my family. I'm providing food for my family. I'm providing a roof over my children's head, right? So sometimes that's going to mean I might miss something. I might miss an important milestone, but I guarantee you that you're not going to miss them all. You're going to be there for a lot of those milestones, but you're also teaching your children how to be a powerhouse Latina professional woman, and they're going to look at you with such pride. And if I can give you one thing that I've started doing is I start counting the smiles, start counting the I love you moms, the excitement. And I shared a lot of the things with my kids, the things that I do day to day. And I say that, you know, I do this for you. I do this for you. Oh, we have more people commenting. This is awesome. Comparison is the worst. I did this too, and it caused so much stress, but it was a learning process for sure. Baby girl survived. So true though. That's, you know, it is so true. The thing is that we are our own worst enemies sometimes. And ladies, I'm so grateful, you know, to be a part of this group, because I realize that I'm not alone. You're not alone. And we do need this platform. We do need these opportunities to talk to women and talk to women, new moms coming in, and moms that are doing it with teenagers and all these other different seasons in the lives of children. It can be really hectic. It can. And I'll just let you know, our next session will be all about self-care and nurturing ourselves, because essentially at the end of the day, we can't work from an empty cup. We need to provide some time for ourselves, ladies, and we also need to give ourselves a break. What I would, you know what I would love to hear from all you guys, like what was your worst guilt? What did you feel most guilty about? I know my biggest guilt was time. I thought I didn't have enough of it. So I tried to make each time that I did have with my kids pretty valuable. I was sending my kids to daycare and school relatively early in their life, between I think 8 weeks they started. So I felt like I was just giving my kids to someone else to watch. But you know what? After taking it back, the things that they learned in these facilities was so amazing. They learned relationships. They learned how to communicate faster. They were playing games, and it was just, I just needed to understand that, you know what, again, stop looking at the negative and start looking at the positive. Hello. Oh, I love it. There's so many folks coming in. This is fantastic. So a LinkedIn user, I had to leave a lot of mom groups online. I felt it was either comparison or a dumping ground for complaining. I didn't see productive solutions. I also felt myself included, that new moms were not giving ourselves grace. Exactly. This is, you know, at the end of the day, we need to understand that we're doing multiple jobs. You know, people might not consider it, but you know, this day and age, moms have to work. You need to have two incomes. And then we have single moms working and having to work three jobs and being a mom. I mean, the stories that I hear from women is relatively, it's a lot. And there is no same woman, there's no same child. And we know what's best for our lives. And the one thing I would love to say, you know, if if there is a time where you're feeling overwhelmed and you can't even breathe, and you're essentially on autopilot, you're doing your job, you're doing it well, but you just feel like almost, I call it the fog, and I had that for a little while with my first son. um, you need to reach out. You got to find your tribe. You have to communicate. And I know it's very difficult sometimes because you don't want people to find you weak, especially if you're an executive. You think that you have to do a million different things and not show people any type of negativity. I don't think that's fair. I think finding your tribe and finding the people that you trust to communicate and just saying, you know what, I'm not having a good day. Taking that time for a good conversation is so important. Giving yourself the opportunity to say, let's count some wins today. Okay, just count one. If you can just say one positive thing that happened that day, would just cause so much more happiness within yourselves, because at the end of the day, you can't be perfect. um, Missing the holiday concert due to work and flexible work schedules. Oh, Rosemary, I understand that. Um, that's always really difficult, and I'm sure that in your heart you felt a little harsh on yourself during situations like that. And Rosemary, I'll tell you one thing: there's going to be so many holiday concerts, and there's going to be opportunities for you to make a big deal about anything that you are able to attend. And I know your children know that they're loved, because at the end of the day, you're giving them the opportunity to be in those holiday concerts because of the work that you do and all the sacrifices that you're making for your family. So please, Rosemary, take a bow. Take a bow for yourself, because you know what? Your kids love you. I know it. They see you. They're learning from you. My kids, all boys, are older, and if you ask them now if they remember the little things I used to beat myself up about, they don't, because they only want to focus on what I didn't was me. Exactly, Sabrina. See, that's spoken like a woman with knowledge. Sabrina, and that actually helped my heart, because mine are a lot younger. And I will tell you, that's right. At the end of the day, what do our children need and want? They need their mother's love. They need their mother to let them know that they're there when it counts. And we will always be there when it counts, because at the end of the day, we're showing them how to do life. We're showing them that, okay, this is what I want who do you choose to as a wife, or who you should be as a wife. Work hard, be substantial in everything that you do. But ladies, I mean, if I can just leave you with anything, the guilt, let it go. Let it go. Be like that. What is that little princess? Let it go. Sing it out. Sing it, whatever you have to do. Give positive affirmations to yourself every single day. Because you know what? You waking up, taking care of the family, doing all these amazing things, you need to give yourself that opportunity to say, I'm worth it. I did a great job today. And you're killing it in all aspects of your life. But when things are getting tough, reach out. Reach out to someone in your tribe. And if you don't have a tribe, start looking. Somehow, some way, you need to have someone to reach out to. Join a group like as this. I see you guys are here. This is a great opportunity to share. And if you find someone within this group that says, wow, that we have similar interests, similar jobs, reach out. You know why? Because I know at the end of the day, we're all here to help one another. We're all here to empower one another and be a sounding board. What are some things that you guys have done to decrease the mom guilt? Does anyone have any advice for us? Has anyone had any strategies to kind of get through it? Please share it. Again, we have a lot of people here that are going to be reading these commentaries, and I will also read them and make comments to them if I haven't addressed it during this live. Today's challenge are tomorrow's victories. So stay in the present and just breathe. My mom was, oh, that's beautiful. I love that. That is so true. Just essentially just taking a breath every now and then. Of all of you that are here right now, have any of you guys actually have some time for yourselves? I mean, honestly, as child, since you guys are all mamas, obviously, having children, do you guys ever take some time for yourself? And if so, Is it a day? Is it an hour? Is it 5 minutes? Like, what are you doing for yourselves to be able to, fill that cup again? I've had to practice and be aware of actually being present. Yeah, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I struggled with that. Having my third, and my daughter now she's a year and a half. And I know when I first had her, I still, like I said, she's my third. I went through that. I would call it just kind of going through the motions, but not really being present. I felt like I'm listening, I'm doing what I need to do, doing the lunches, dropping the kids off, going to work. But at the end of the day, I just was just not there. And I realized that it was just like a sleep, because my daughter would wake up every 2 hours. It was a struggle. But I realized after that, to get me through it was understanding that this was a season. This was a season. And I leaned on a lot of positive notes, and I've reached out to friends, and I made sure that I just kept on talking about it, because the more I let my guard down a little bit and realized that I'm not the superwoman that I thought that I was, and that sometimes I did need some help. I realized that, you know what, people, you need to reach out to people. I had therapy, and she gave me the homework of taking 2 hours every week only for me, going away, having a coffee, or reading a book, doing it as homework on my calendar, no excuses. Patricia, that is so good. And I think that is absolutely attainable and something that everyone should monitor. I mean, I have one of the things that I'm trying to get myself to do is to have one day where it's completely phone off, and essentially just no incoming work calls or anything. And it has been a struggle. It's been very difficult, because at my level, if something's broke, I have to be part of the solution, and delegate some responsibilities. So I understand that, and I find that it has to be done. It has to be done. And I notice that when I do take that day for myself, the next day I have a lot more energy. I have a lot more confidence within my own self, which is always important. And then I'm able to be a better mom and a better employee, as well as a better boss to my employees. Get sleep, eat right, work out, role model to the kids how to take care of. That's so good, Priscilla. Yes, I need to work on the whole working out thing. I'm always working, but not working out. I have to actually add that to my repertoire. I have a hard time making time to exercise and self-care. Yep, same here, Pamela. Same here. Wow. See, there's so many of us that do have lack of time, and I'm sure we all feel overwhelmed. And, I think that one thing, if I can do anything with this time with you ladies, is to really implement a positive strategy to our lives, where if we come up with a way of just saying, every morning, I am worth it. I am strong. I'm a great mom. I'm a great wife. I'm a great worker. I'm a great leader. And just keep on seeing those positive reinforcements every single day. I'm hoping that it takes a real strong root within your heart and in your gut, so that way you believe it. And even if you don't, just keep saying it until you believe it, because you are a strong woman. You're a strong Latina woman. And I know you're killing it every day. I know you are. It's in our blood. It's in our blood to love and take care of everyone. But we tend to stop and not take care of ourselves. So I would ask that we take that time, find ways to give yourself a little love, and give yourself a break. Do not focus on all the things that you can't change, and the time that you had lost, or what you missed. Look at what you have in front of you, and look at the positive things that you have done. Look at all the positive work you're doing on a day-to-day with your company, so you can feed and take care of your families. Look at the smiles on your children, being dressed, coming home from school, or if they're going to camp, or any of the time that you get to spend with them. They're happy because they're loved. And now it's their turn. You need that love too, so that way you can give them a positive and happy mama, because I'll tell you, they know if you're feeling a little tired. They know. They know how much you love them, and they know how much you're struggling. So you know what? Take a break. Just take a little bit of break for you. Whatever that might be. Find your passion within yourself, and don't forget who you are before being a parent. Because that person still needs that love too. That they need to be nourished. What are some of the things you used to do before you became a mom? I'm sure maybe you want to share them with your kids. Let them see who you are, because you're still in there. It's okay. Talked about it with my kids. Quick notice that they enjoy me making big breakfasts for them more than anything else. I guess the rest didn't matter as much as I thought. Oh, Kate, that is so special. I'm gonna actually ask my kids that what their favorite thing is, because you know what? It's probably gonna be something so small, and I'm trying to figure out the biggest thing. Well, where am I gonna take them? What am I gonna do with them? And probably the smallest thing, like making breakfast or cookies, would make them just as happy as taking them to a theme park or anywhere. Sometimes just really asking them. I really like that, Kate. Thank you for that. I'm actually going to ask them when they get home from school today. Oh, ladies, is there? I know that we're coming up. We only have a couple minutes left, and I know that this is probably not wasn't a structured call that you might would have expected, but I find this topic is I've looked at a lot of articles, and a lot of them have said some things, and the one thing that I really took to was essentially looking outwards. Sometimes we need to take a little bit of break from the social media and the TV and everything showing all these super moms that it's not sustainable. It's not real. We know what's real, and we need to give us ourselves an applause. So sometimes, mamas, if you're feeling overwhelmed and if you are feeling like you are just not doing it right based upon everyone else, take a break. Just take a little internet break. Give yourself a week of none of that, and you surround yourself by your tribe. Surround yourself by people that make you feel good, because you don't need anything holding you down. Okay, it's just not necessary. So again, August 8th, we're going to be doing a self-care Sundays, nurturing self as a professional mama. I hope to hear your thoughts. I'll let you know what I've been doing on that call, and I want to hear from you. Again, this is an interactive time. I feel that when it comes to, being a Latina professional mama, these things are it can be pretty sensitive, and we might not want to talk about some of the problems that we're facing, but I hope that eventually this will be a platform where you can open up and let us know how we can help you. So in the comments, please give me some ideas of some other topics you would like to cover. I would like to have some speakers to join in on some of these sessions to teach us maybe about some mental health in regards to some of these issues, or having someone that has a lot more experience than I am in a topic that I might not be able to shed some light on. So please, please, please provide me some information on what you would like this time to look like, and I will make sure that I keep adding more content to this platform, so that way I can reach out to all of you and ensure that I'm touching bases on issues that you have within your lives. And again, my name is Adriana. I wanted to let you all know that you are worth it. You are amazing. And let the guilt go. Just let it go. Move forward and know that you are enough. You are doing an amazing job in every aspect of your life. And if you can take some of the losses that you feel are losses, and they're probably not, and learn from them and move forward from them, you can turn that L into a W, which is the win. And you can utilize those wins for some other seasons in your life that will come, because we all know seasons are going to continue to come, and you just need to prepare and have all the tools in your tool belt to go through them one by one. But you need to be strong. You need to feel good. So don't forget to love on yourself. Ladies, thank you so much for coming, and I look forward to seeing you guys all on the 8th. Please comment, Let me know how this time can be valuable to you. It's 30 minutes, but just don't forget to keep telling yourself you're worth it. You're worth that 30 minutes. Have a good one, ladies. Much love. Have a good one.